Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm George Mahalchek, and I am the Recognized Good Legends Program Coordinator, and we are pleased to be here on this 14th day of December 2016 at the Chalmers Boys and Girls Club here in Austin to celebrate a very special legend, a man who has a story that started a long time ago but continues today. That very special person is Mr. Mike Coffin. Now we have a couple of other very special guests with us, and I'm going to make sure I get the names right. We have Tracy, the wife, JD, and Mary. Very good. We also have Michelle Glaze, who is Vice President of the Boys and Girls Club for Resources and Development. We also have Julie Barshaw, who's going to say a few words about Mike. And we also have Mark Keister, who's going to make several presentations. And of course, the Boys and Girls Club. Now, just to give you a brief history of Recognized Good, we started this back in 2007, and it finally came to fruition about 2009, where we would take recognitions over the internet for folks to say thanks to their family, friends, their acquaintances. And we saw some of those recognitions were superb, and that's why we developed the Legends program. And how does a person get to be a legend when they recognize good legends? Very simply, we have a nomination, in this case from Christina, and that legend has done a fantastic good deed, or a number of good deeds, or has worked in an organization for a number of years. And Mike has been with the Boys and Girls Club for over 14 years. That's a pretty long time. And what we want to do is take the legend, the Legends program, and make it to the benefit of everybody here, including the Boys and Girls Club. Because our job at Recognized Good is to illuminate the good that we see in our everyday lives. I'm sure you see it, you know, your family and your friends. We want to illuminate the good. And so what we've done with the Recognized Good program is we have a couple of other programs where you look at civic organizations such as Lions Club or Rotary Club, and we recognize them with our Lighthouse Award. And in the Lighthouse Award, we make several donations to the Personal Energy Transportation organization and recognize those civic organizations for the good that they do. We also have what we call the Ethics in Business and Community Annual Awards event, and that's where Recognized Good looks at a small business, a medium-sized business, a large business, a nonprofit, and an individual, and recognizes those folks for establishing and using the highest ethical standards in their business. Now, one other person I'd like to thank is Oscar. Brought everybody in, got everybody organized. Thank you, sir. And today is a special day for Mike and the Boys and Girls Club. It's not going to stop here, because in January we're going to have our Say Thanks Austin campaign, where people literally from around the world can say thanks to Mike and any of the other legends that we have once a day on January 5th and January 30th. And so if you'd like to say thanks to Mike for the work he's done, we can in fact make that happen. Now, let's get to the very good part of this. We're going to have a little bit of background on what makes Mike Coffin special, and I'll ask Julie Barshaw to talk about it.
Hi guys, I'm Julie. Who here likes to hear a good story? Who here thinks that stories have power? Okay, so the easiest way for me to describe what Mr. Mike Coffin has done is to tell you that he is one of the best as a marketing person. So this Boys and Girls Club, who likes to come to this Boys and Girls Club? Okay. In order for this Boys and Girls Club to be here today, for all of us to be in this room, a story had to be told. An important story had to be told to some people who could make this club come to life. And Mike helped craft that story and tell it in the right way, to the right people, at the right time, so that we could be here together. Is there anything more awesome than that? No! There's not anything more awesome than that. And the best part is that Mike has told stories of Boys and Girls Clubs to so many people in Austin that when I started in 2007-ish, there were 3 clubs. No, I'm sorry. We've just grown to 7 clubs. There were 7 clubs. Does anyone know how many Boys and Girls Clubs are in the Austin area right now?
39.
Who said?
100?
What'd you say?
28.
You are so close. 29. He said 28. Yeah. 29 clubs. There would not be 29 clubs in Austin today if it were not for great storytellers like Mike. So I think Recognize Good for allowing the opportunity to say thank you to somebody as important as Mike, because we don't always get the opportunity to tell someone that they have made such a big difference in so many people's lives, right? So everybody want to say thank you to Mike?
Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. Certainly appreciate it. Julie's been a part of other Recognized Good Legend ceremonies, 2 so far. This is her 3rd. So what does it take to be a legend? Well, I told you, you have to do something good over a number of years or a magnificent event. But how did Mike get to be a legend? Well, he's done all that stuff. And we had a nomination based on information we got from Christina. And we took that information, put it together, and we looked at it and we said, yeah, this guy qualifies. He is really, really good character. And then we sent it out to other legends. And you can see, these are the first 50 that, this is our 63rd ceremony. We sent it out to a number of legends who continue to work with us. And Mike, your selection as a legend did not come from Andrew, or Joel, or me. It came from the other folks who help us pick those legends. And so these folks selected you to be the legend. That's how it works. Now, we have several very important gifts we'd like to present, and I'm going to ask Tracy to come up as well. Okay. And I'm going to ask Mark Keister, who's somebody that everybody in the Boys and Girls Club, to say a few words who makes presentations.
Well, it's not going to take a long time. I'd love to be out here at the club. You all are precious and well behaved. That's a good reflection of the club management. Mike has been a very important part of the Boys and Girls Clubs for a long, long time now. And he has been one of those rare individuals and organizations like ours that depends upon to be able to help kids like you. Without guys like him, we can't help kids like you. In addition to being our chief storyteller, he's a member of our board. He's a creative guy. He comes to our meetings. He writes checks. He gets checks. He gets money. He gives us money. And we thought it was real important that Mike be recognized as a Boys and Girls Club. And at this time, and that's how I know him. I also know him from another affiliation, but the other thing that is kind of with Mike and I, when they were looking for a person to do the job I'm doing now, he was the person I talked to about that. And and it led to a friendship, and it led to a job, and we've been working together for 12 years. Me as the CEO of all the Boys and Girls Clubs, and him as a longtime board member, and as I like to say, the creator and the keeper of our message. So with that, we start with the what? The coffee glove?
We got a soup mug
Soup
and
mug?
a gift card.
And a gift card. Now, there's a little explanation to go with the coffee glove, okay? Get your glasses on. Star is for illumination, shining a light on positive activities. See the star, kids? Well, they can see it. They can see it easily. The ribbon illustrates helping hands. The lines in the star of the pentagon represent business and professional connectivity. The dove symbolizes peace, and the heart signifies giving. Now, in here we have a target card for you, and there's your mug. And what's next, George?
This is for Christina, who worked with us on the nomination. Please come up.
Christina, y'all. Christina's been out here a lot. Y'all know Christina, don't you? Another one of our sketch whispers. She just does it mostly from the office. Well, here's your copy of the book, and you get a gift card too. $100 gift card.
Yay!
Okay. And this is the Book of Good Deeds. It's got stories in here. It's got. Is that a good picture? Is that a great picture? Is that a good picture of him, kids? Is that good? Does that look like Mike?
Better not really.
Yeah. Is he a handsome man?
No.
Well, there.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. This is for I'm getting tough.
His wife made this great.
And next is okay. This is it's called a what?
A living token.
Living token, commemorating the ceremony, and you know that goes to her. You three, go get that again. Come on. Go, 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 go,
Please.
please, go, Jody, go.
Smile. Never smile no big. Ooh.
Hey, it's Jody, Jaden, and Johnny.
Get a pose for a picture.
Come on, Hillary, smile. Remember, big smile, Hillary.
We gotta get a girl.
Oh, we need a girl in here. We need a girl.
Yeah, it's Boys and Girls Club.
Yes.
That's right.
Smile. Get close, Hillary. Scoot over to the left. There you go. Look at the camera. Smile.
Okay. Wait. We need to get the back. Joel. Look at Joel.
1, 2, 3. Good job.
That's right. I'm gonna give this to you. Turn around, give it to me.
No, give it to me, Mike.
Come get it. I'm not gonna be in anymore. So
Give it.
Thank you. Now the stage is yours, my friend. I've covered it.
And I'll take that.
You do good.
I should talk now?
Yeah, if you wish.
Okay, we've been here a long time, so I don't want to bore you guys too much. I got a really short story because they call me a storyteller, so I got a little story right now. Nobody can ask more than to have the opportunity to do work that matters with people you respect, admire, and enjoy. And for 14 years, this has been my passion. It's been my thrill to see you guys and work with these great people. And to be surrounded by my family, I'm here today to help me celebrate this. My son JD, I just want to say, he just got in last night. He goes to school at Auburn University. He's a great student, and he's in ROTC. And when he graduates, he'll be commissioned in the United States Air Force. So, stories about JD. Some of you guys have heard me tell them before, but a few years back, before he went off to college, we were sitting around the dinner table one night, and the dishes had been put away. We pulled out the laptops, and we were going to get a little homework done. And you know, in our house, when we pull out the laptops, we kind of look in the computers and don't say much. Do you guys ever look in your phones, your computers, and not really talk to anybody around you? That's what we do. That's quality time in the Coffin house. And so we're ignoring each other, and I sit up after a couple minutes and I say, JD, what are you working on? JD doesn't look up. He says, chemistry. A couple minutes go by, JD looks up and he says, Father, what are you working on? I said, Boys and Girls Clubs. He sits up and he says, what, again? Yeah, again. And he says, how long have you been working on that? About 10 years, I guess.
1,000.
Well, not that old. If I could work on it for 1,000 years, I probably. I said, about 10 years, I guess. And so he looks at me like that, and he says, so, when are you going to be done? And I thought, well, I guess like maybe never, maybe 10,000 years.
Yeah, what about 1 year? 1 year?
Maybe.
And 1 day? 2 minutes.
But the more I thought about it, the more important that question felt to me. When are you going to be done? I'm walking around that night. When are you going to be done? I went to bed that night with that question ringing around in my head. When are you going to be done? And I woke up. And I had the answer. You know when I'm going to be done? I'm going to be done when everybody knows what I know. So you want to know what I know? I know that Boys and Girls Clubs is the most vital, most important organization doing the most vital, most important work on the planet. You know what that work is? That's putting our arms around our children and preparing them to succeed in life. We got a lot of big problems in this world today, don't we? Education, poverty, healthcare, the environment, lots of bad problems. And you don't even want to look at the newspapers anymore because it's all bad news about all these bad problems. And sometimes it seems hopeless, but I know from working at the Boys and Girls Club that there's hope. There's hope and opportunity right here. And I also know that the problems we've got in this country aren't going to get fixed at the federal level. And they're not going to get fixed at the state level. They're going to get fixed right about here, at the kid level. So thank you for being here today. And thank you for honoring me and thank you for putting up with my story. I'll tell you. Okay, I'm about done. Tell the story. To everybody you know, the Boys and Girls Clubs. Because when everybody knows that story, all of our fundraising clubs are going to go away.
No, I don't want my mom to go away.
Son, that's not what he said. Go sign this guy up.
Thank you, Mom.